Well, since I'm in a Grand Stair run for challenge mode, I thought I'd do a little quick guide on how to do the Grand Stair. I'm going to be working on all of the dungeons, but this is just the first one we're going to do. I don't think this is probably the one dungeon that doesn't need a video, but you never know, right? You never know. So Grand Stair is available at, I believe it's level 56. I think is the lowest level. Yes, 56. And the challenge mode for it is defeat Igash, but don't kill the Devoted or any of the other bosses. So there's I'll say 3 bosses you're allowed to kill. There's this boss here. There's another one here. And then you can kill Igash, the final one. But you can't kill the Devoted. But you also have to do it in a certain time frame. You have to defeat this boss, I think, in under 30 minutes or something. People have forgotten that there's a time limit to it, but I wouldn't worry about the time limit. But yeah, the path is you go straight, kill this boss. You're gonna go down, down, down. You go underneath this bridge, kill this boss, and then you kind of just backtrack and then go back up top. For Igash, when we get there, I'll talk about how to handle it. I'm not going to show the entire fight of this dungeon. Just going to probably edit out a whole bunch of random stuff that you don't need to see. Alright, so we've started up there, right? Because we started there, crossed the bridge, fought the first boss, came down this way. This is where the warg boss is, but when you're doing challenge mode, you don't do it, so you just keep going. And you go up this final staircase, and you are now on, I guess officially the first boss, because the first dude doesn't actually drop any gear. This boss does up there. So he's the first boss. So this message that pops up here, Igash the Fanatic bellows, and he talks about the White Hand and whatnot, keeping an eye on them. That's officially like the halfway mark of you've used up half your time to defeat this boss. Once you defeat this boss, then you don't have to worry about the time limit anymore. So as you can see, there's tons of time. Now for this boss, if you are the tank, you want to stand at this gate. The reason why is because the boss does a massive knockback on you, and if you're not keeping your back on this gate, you will go flying off this edge. And that could be bad. And then you do have things to worry about in getting it done in time. And if you're melee and you just happen to stand in front of the boss, I would also recommend putting your back up against it. But if you're ranged, don't worry about it. Alright, so now the so-called time is done. So now there's nothing else that you need to worry about. You can kind of just go at your own pace and make your way back to the top and go over towards Igash. So as you can see, the first, we'll call it the first half of the dungeon is extremely easy. If you're not doing challenge mode and you're doing all of the other bosses, there isn't actually anything that different or challenging that comes up for the other bosses. Like if you're doing a full clear, the Warg boss doesn't do anything fancy. All he does is he summons ads at certain health thresholds. So just bring AoE, kill the ads, no big deal. There's an orc dude that's kind of on like a big furnace fiery platform type thing. If you're melee, don't stand in the giant fire puddles. And if you're the tank, move the boss out of it. Ranged, have nothing to worry about. And then there's a troll boss. The only thing you have to worry about in that one is if you don't have someone banging on the drums when you enter the little arena, the trolls will wake up, and then you have to fight the trolls with the boss, which isn't hard, or it isn't like impossible by any means. But it makes the fight incredibly easy if you just have one person banging on the drums. All you have to do is right click on it and you just sit there banging on the drums while the rest of the group kills the boss. Because then once the boss dies, the trolls wake up automatically, but then at that point the trolls and the boss aren't buffed because the boss is dead. If you don't bang on the drums, then the trolls and the boss get buffed, and then there's just a whole bunch of extra damage that you have to deal with. But yeah, that's what a full clear of the Grand Stair looks like. The troll boss is down there, right? That's where we started. So you turn left at that first platform, go down. That's the troll boss. That's the furnace boss right here. And then the warg boss we passed down at the bottom earlier. And that's why I say the Grand Stair is the easiest dungeon to do, both as just for leveling, for questing, because there's a whole bunch of quests to get for this dungeon. The quests come from this location here, the Orc Watch. I know when I say there's a lot of quests, I mean there's a lot of quests. There's like easily 30 quests. You do this entire place once, maybe twice, you have all those 30 quests done. It's crazy amount of levels, and it's also insane amount of legendary reward track. Alrighty, so now that we're at Igash, let's talk about Igash. Igash is a very slow fight, but it's not necessarily a hard fight. All you have to do is kill Igash without killing the Devoted, which is an extra enemy that spawns. He'll spawn at this staircase and he'll run up. And you can't tank him. He has random aggro, so he'll just run around and hit people at random. So healers just have to, be aware that everyone's taking damage. And so there's the Devoted. We got these extra ads that I can kill these ads. That's fine. But you don't want to kill the Devoted, which is this dude right here. This little white orc that's running around. Don't kill him, and challenge mode is complete. The tank is tanking him by the gate here, which is the safest place to tank him. So that what happens is when the boss reaches like half his health, I think, he does like this massive AoE channeling ability. And you can line of sight it by standing over here, and now the boss isn't in my line of sight. So now the boss doesn't one-shot you. If you only need to do that if you have very little health. But yeah, so the whole idea is you want to kill the boss without killing this dude that's running around. So people say no AoEs, which is correct. You don't want to hit AoE buttons. So my life as a lore master is incredibly slow, but there is a workaround, right? Because as the orc runs around, he has to go hit everybody. So when he runs out, that's when I'll do a big AoE ability, right? I'll do a lightning storm, I'll do a sticky gourd, I'll send in my links now, right? So I can still AoE. I just have to make sure that I don't AoE when the Devoted is over here. Devoted's over here. All right, let's do an int smash. I'm not going to hit the Devoted over there, right? So it just helps make it go a little bit faster. Because Because if I was doing this with pure single target damage, this would just take a lot longer, right? The one, so that let the darkness crush you, that's the scary ability. So healers be aware. It's a lot of damage that comes out. If you have a lot of health, it's not something you need to worry about too much. Let the darkness crush you. Line of sight the boss. I now don't take damage. Everyone else did, but that's okay. I'm Alarm Master. We'll just help the healer out a little bit. No big deal. But yeah, let the darkness crush you. Run over to the side over here. Nothing to worry about. See, the Devoted's has run around. I've been using AoE abilities. He's taken a bit of damage, but that's fine. As long as he hasn't died. He's about to run in again. Oh, let the darkness crush you. Oh, I didn't move fast enough. That's fine. He's out. I'll use Sticky Gourd. Next time he leaves, I'll use Go to War here. There we go. Right, another AoE ability. He's attacking the hunter over there. Nothing to worry about. Easy, right? Easy. Devoted runs off. Now you get your loot. And that is the Grand Stair. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. I will be doing more dungeon guides as the month goes on in the new year. It may take me a bit of time, but I will do what I can because I do know that there isn't really guides out there for a lot of these dungeons, especially at this specific level cap. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!